My name's John Hogan. I go by Mo, and most people call me Mo, and I won't tell you where that came from. But I was at Hale from 1968 to 1979, and I guess the class of '72 was probably the second sophomore English group that I had, because I taught sophomore English, I coached swimming, and was assistant football.
Wally Knapp, and I taught at Hale from the beginning up to 1986, and I coached baseball and basketball, golf, assistant in football, and I taught history and geography and driver's education, and you name it. I did just about everything there, and I enjoyed my whole stay at Hale. I was athletic director the last couple of years, and I enjoyed almost all of that. Not quite, but almost all of that.
Well, it's sad. It used to be the Hale Marching Hundreds, now the Hale Marching 15 and a half, I guess. And, I saw them, they came up to a game at Owasso a couple of years ago, and they only had about 6 or 7 kids on the sidelines that weren't playing. There was probably 16 to 20 parents in the stands. And I don't know what year it was. We were sitting in the coach's office, and somebody was throwing a basketball, and it hit the clock. And the clock fell down, and when I went to put it back up to rewire it, I hit these 2 wires, and the time goes click, 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 and the bell rings. I said, whoa, have we discovered something here? So I shan't tell you how often, at the end of the day, we would set the time up about 15 minutes, and the clock in the main office was not affected, but all the clocks throughout the school. So if you were getting ready to get out of class at 2:15, it would go click, click, 2:30. Let's go. I shouldn't have told that on you, should I?
I play cards, again, with one of the fellows that, Dan King, who was on the basketball team. Well, now he's a great, big fella. Well, in high school, he was a slender guy. And
there's a lot of that going around.
Yeah, and I've lost 25 pounds, too. So Mo didn't mention, I mentioned that to Mo before we got on here, and he didn't mention it, but I have lost 25 pounds.
Well, I hadn't seen you in a while. You look.
And I have to wear suspenders now.
Well, you always did.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Well, that's Coach West when he used to wear suspenders.
Yeah. We had 3 or 4 or 5.
I remember the day that Kreider came walking up to the office, and he had an opal. I don't remember who made the opal, and he was carrying the steering wheel. They pulled into the school parking lot and made the turn, and then he told her, straighten it up, and the nut spun off of the steering wheel, and the steering wheel came off. Fortunately, they were in the parking lot. But he walked in, he says, how the hell do you expect me to teach driver's ed if I can't get a steering wheel on the car?
Oh boy, driver's ed, that was a challenge, I guarantee you. And we had a brake on our side, and we had to sit so we could grab the steering wheel and just do that if necessary. And Lee wouldn't mind me telling this on him, would he, Mo? In the summertime once, he used to chew a little bit, and he'd have a spit cup.
Coach Schneider?
Yeah. And I'll never forget one time.
A little?
Yeah. You know, we'd go out for an hour, and as the students progressed, well, we'd go, you know, we'd let them drive further on the expressways or Sand Springs or Okmulgee and come back in an hour, and then they'd get a new, well, he came back, car pulled up, and he jumped out mad. Something had happened, and the spit cup had spilled on. Boy, he came out and he was upset. But
did you ever have a wreck?
No, I didn't. But, oh gosh.
Any names?
I don't remember who the girl was. We were where Target was. I guess Target is on what's that, Yale? And there was a car in front of us that signaled to turn right. So it was a brand new car, headed that day, and hadn't had a chance to test the brake. And she put her foot on the brake, and then all of a sudden, just that quick, mashed the accelerator. Smack, we hit the back of the car before I could get, my brake wasn't strong enough. So we pull up in the parking lot, and somebody calls the police, and here comes a young black lady that was brand new on the job. And I said, "You're going to need help on this." As I said, "This is going to be unusual for you." She says, "Okay, where's your driver's license?" I pulled out. We had what we call a DE10 list. We had 465 names on that list. I said, "She's number 72. She says, "What do I do?" I said, "Call backup." Either that, or I said, "Just give us a warning ticket and let us go on our way." You know, I said, "We'll take care of it." But yeah, it was unique. Then I got sideswiped one day with a brand new car.
Years of duty at Hale. One as a football coach back in the early 60s.
Right. Yeah, Hale was always holds a special place in my heart. I came there in 1961 as a head football coach and had 3 really good years there as a coach. And unfortunately, because of financial constraints, and I'm a teacher and a coach at the time, I left coaching and teaching for 3 years, went into a private business for a while to kind of get financially set again, and then came back and started my career in education again in
Everybody wants to know.
1966.
Back in 71 or 72, I don't remember which one, there was a yearbook assembly out. What in the world prompted, was it, who came to you?
Well, I guess I have to take credit for the idea, but you know, it was at that time Barbara Brewer was the yearbook director, and Barbara liked to do kind of off-the-wall things and just to get everybody's attention. And I guess a little bit of the ham came out of me, and I said, "Well, I'll do this bit." And so I did that one that year with the guitar, and the next year I did it on 4-wheeler. I don't know whether you remember that.